Hey guys, Whispering Tactician here. Now, before we move on, please consider dropping this video a like and subscribing as similar content is on its way. Hey guys, Whispering Tactician here, back with another video, and today we are going to be previewing the Champions League semi-final second leg between Manchester City and PSG. And now the game is tied at, well, it's City are up 2-1, and they have a very good chance of going through. Manchester City should really be putting in a good performance in the second leg because they don't have to come out and attack. Manchester City have the ability to hit teams on the break, but are they going to change the way they play? Because I think the first leg, that first half, they got outplayed. They got absolutely outplayed, and the second half, Manchester City really put the pressure on a bit more, and that's how they got their 2 goals. I think there's a lot more to come from PSG. There's a lot more to come. The tie is absolutely not over in any stretch of the imagination. And I think PSG will also come with a plan to, try and score early. And if they go 1-0 up, they're not going to rush for the second. I don't think they should anyway. And I think Pochettino knows that they don't really have to attack until maybe 30 minutes to go, unless Manchester City score. And that's a different story then. They definitely have to come out and attack then. So again, a tactical chess play, you could say. Man City definitely have the advantage, but it doesn't mean they'll go through. It doesn't mean they'll go through, and I'm very impressed by City, but I've seen City, give up situations where they're in front. It's if you are City fans, do you know what I mean? Have they seen? Have they seen their team ball it before? Absolutely. So Manchester City have to be very careful. However, I am still backing City. I'm backing them to reach the final, and I think 62% of people think they'll reach the final. But I'm just saying it's not as clear cut as we might assume it to be. And I think L'Equipe, another outlet that I've just predicted the lineup here, and they're saying that Cancelo won't play. Now I'm going to go into my team in just a second, where what I think will happen, but it's very similar to this setup. It's very, very similar. I think Pep kind of overthink this. If they want to go through, they just have to play the way they normally do, and they'll be fine. Looking at PSG, obviously they have K out, Idrissa K, so they're gonna have to shuffle things around. If Mbappe is not available, it's gonna be a bit of a problem. But their main player is Neymar, and honestly, as long as they have him on the pitch and Mbappe can contribute in some way, even if it's coming on in the second half, I think PSG have a chance. They have one of the best managers in the world. So this is two absolute brilliant managers going up against each other, and Man City have the lead. So I expect this to be a very tense game. It won't be. I don't think one team is going to run away with it. I really don't, because PSG have been to a final. They know what it feels like to get there. They know what it takes. Man City don't. They only have a manager that's been there. So I am still predicting City, but PSG, do not count them out. Do not count them out to make a comeback. Anyway, let's look at the Manchester City team. this is the team I've gone for. I'm saying that Cancelo does play instead of Zinchenko because Cancelo is a favourite. The way C normally play, he's exactly it. So I don't see why they change. I get why he go for Zinchenko, but Cancelo is perfectly fine, really. And then you've got your false nine in KDB. And to be fair, it's more of a 4-3-3. You know, it's more like this, right? And then you kind of got KDB floating in and around here, and it's a bit like the tactics that I described in the last preview. You know, this kind of an overload here that happens most of the time, which is very much to the benefit of that Manchester City team. Anyway, I did predict Manchester City to go through. I'm saying Manchester City draw 2-2 on the night. 2-2, but Manchester City still go through. And it will be a very, very tense game. A game with I don't think you can make a lot of errors here. You're gonna have to be on your A game. For sure. Anyway, let's move on to the next game, which is, let's have a look at the possible lineups we've got here. This one. The next game is The next game is Chelsea versus Real Madrid. And in the first leg, Chelsea got an early goal. Mistake at the back from Real Madrid. And Benzema absolutely scored a worldie. Top bins. And it left the tie at 1-1. Very tactical. Nobody wanted to overcommit. Now, this second leg is going to be interesting because Chelsea have the advantage. They don't have to attack, but it's on a knife edge again because Madrid get one goal, it changes the entire course of the game. Chelsea cannot just hope to stop Madrid from scoring. So I think in this game it could very well be 0-0, but it's very detrimental to the nerves of the fans going into the last 10 minutes if Chelsea have kept it at 0-0 and Madrid are piling on the pressure, and all of a sudden, do you know what I mean, mistake at the back or something. It's not very characteristic of this Chelsea side, but it can happen. So I'll be very, very, very wary of that. But Chelsea have the advantage, so I'm saying that Chelsea go through. I'm saying Chelsea win the game 1-0. And I still don't think, right, it's a good scoreline 1-0 because Madrid score one goal and then all of a sudden they're through. One mistake by Chelsea, but Madrid, they have the pedigree. I just don't think they have as much quality and as much momentum. So I am going for a Chelsea win. Now, if I just look at the Chelsea side, now Chelsea, I've basically gone for the same exact lineup as last time. I don't think there should be any changes because that team played very well. It was very, it could press at the right times. It could also retreat and be very defensive. Chelsea don't need to score, so they shouldn't really be on the offensive as much. But yeah, I'm saying Chelsea win this game and knock Real Madrid out of the tie. And it's probably gonna. It could be there could be no English teams in the final, but I am backing all the English teams to go through. I am backing all the English teams to go through after that first leg. I'm saying Chelsea go through. I think I was very impressed with them in that first leg, and I think their manager's very tactical to understand how to change things in the game. He got to a final last season, but he's also coming up against a manager who's got to the final on 4 different occasions. Oh, was it? No, was it 3? Yeah, it was 3. Sorry, there was 3 different occasions. Because he did a 3-beat, didn't he? So their manager knows what it takes, but I just don't think they remember just lacking a little something. And even if they get to the final, I still don't back them to winning. They have too many flaws in their team, and that midfield is getting very old, but it's very good, So Chelsea have to be very aware to just try and hassle them. Kante was the man of the match in the last game because he was very good at getting the ball up and down and hassling that midfield. And then you've got Timo Werner, who missed a sitter in the last game from 5 yards, and that could cost his team. We don't know. It could cost Chelsea. But I'm backing Chelsea to go and win the tie. Okay, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I will be doing a Europa League preview as well, and I do also want to touch on some other subjects as well, which has happened in the last few days in football. But you will catch me soon enough doing stuff like that. Anyway, thank you guys very much for listening, and I will see you all later. Thank you very much for listening.